Welcome back to the Horror Critic. I am your host, Austin Pettit, and today we are continuing on chugging through the Friday the 13th franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a new set. I know I say that like every video. Oh, look at my new set, but I think this is going to be the official set for a while, so I'm going to see you get a good look at it. Look at this beauty of a set. You got my Ice Nine Kills poster here that I literally just got yesterday. Hope you saw the video on that with my cool Twisting a Knife poster. I got my signed Kane Hodder poster here. I'm rocking it. It is signed. It's hard to miss. I don't think you can actually see the signature, so I'll do this real quick. Proof that it's signed when I meant the one, the only Kane Hodder. Very cool guy. But yeah, give you a nice little look at the official set we're working with now. Got my Ice Nine Kills stuff up. Got Chucky. Got my Corey Taylor, Ghostface. And if I ever decide to sit on the floor, which I thought I might start doing, there's this cool poster as well. But let's just get into it. Alright, now that I show off the new set. Like I was saying, today we are continuing on, chugging along with the Friday the 13th franchise. With Friday the 13th Part 7. We're on 7 now. The New Blood. AKA Freddy vs. Carrie, which was released on May 13th, which I believe was a Friday, 1988. Even though the movie only grossed $19.2 million at the box office, it was made on a $2.8 million budget, so it was technically a success at the box office, but it is definitely one of the lower ones on the financial scale. It didn't make as money as some of the other ones. Again, at this point, you had Freddy out, who was doing cool, creative shit. So they're like, we want Freddy, not Jason, who's just doing the same thing over and over again. Which, sadly, that's what this movie is. It's pretty much like 1 through 6. You know, doing his thing at the camp. There's the kids, blah, blah, blah. This is the first Friday the 13th without, sadly, without Tommy Jarvis. I think Tommy and Tina would have worked good off each other, honestly. That'd been cool to see Tommy and Tina work together to take down Jason. But sadly, we don't get Tommy Jarvis anymore, at least not in the official timeline for Friday movies. But let's get into it. We have the main cast here. I didn't write down any of the side characters, because that's how forgettable the side characters are in this movie. I literally just watched this movie like right before I went to bed last night, and I couldn't tell you a single name of the side characters. I know the main character's name, but the side characters in this one, they're forgettable, bland, have boring dialogue, and that's upsetting. Especially after 6, which had great characters all around that just had amazing dialogue and stuff. Had moments I liked. This one isn't really full of that. The MPAA, massacres this movie. The MPAA murdered this movie. Of pretty much every kill, they cut away right before Jason makes impact with anybody, so a lot of the kills are off screen. Though when you see the reveals of their bodies later, you do get to see all the nasty, gnarly makeup effects we did miss, and it makes you even more upset that the kills got cut. But anyway, you have Bad News Cruz, Terry Kaiser. I hate Dr. Cruz is the worst doctor in the existence of doctors, and he is also Terry Kaiser has been seen in the movie Weekend at Bernie's, where 2 guys literally chauffeur around a dead body to make it look like he's alive. It's fucking hilarious. You just check out that movie if you haven't. And he's also in. Let's actually show off. He's also in the current. He was in the current Ice Nine Kills videos until he got killed off in the laugh track video. But yeah, he plays there. He was the band manager until he got cut off. So yeah, you can. Anytime they mention Ice Nine Kills, I will. I'm actually wearing my trucker hat I got yesterday. But yeah, he's in it. You got Susan Blue, who plays Misha Shepard, or Amanda Shepard, who is actually a really good mom. I like her in this movie. That's why I wrote her down. She was like one of the only side characters I like talking about, because she was nice. She cared about her daughter. When she found out Dr. Cruz was doing all this like treatment shit on her to give her telekinetic teenager. Dun, dun, dun. Dead meat joke. But yeah, when she finds out that Dr. Cruz is doing all this stuff, he's like, "You're a monster," and she like wants to take her away from him, and that's really cool. And then this dick uses uses her as a shield so Jason can kill her. Boo, Dr. Cruz, boo! And then you got the love interest, Nick, played by Kevin Spirtas, Spirts, Spirtas. I should really go to Google and have him sound it out before I do these videos, because I just look like a jackass saying half these days sometimes. I know I mess 99% of these names up. I probably mess them up. But he plays Nick, who is the love interest for Tina, which we'll get to Tina in a minute. But, I just wrote him down because he was technically a main character. He has a lot of scenes in it. All of his friends are forgettable, and he's kind of forgettable too. No, because I remember him, wrote down his name. His acting could be weird at times. A lot of the acting in this movie is really clunky and stuff at times. That's one of my complaints, honestly. Most of the acting isn't that good. There's good acting from Dr. Cruz, the mom, and I think Tina has the best performance hands down in the movie. But I just wrote down Nick because he was technically a main character. He survives. If you survive a Friday movie, you're a main character, in my opinion. But he's your bare bones, love interest. His backstory is forced and stupid. His line delivery is forced and kind of stupid sometimes. But, that's not a lot of his fault either. The script isn't really that. A lot of the dialogue is a script thing anyway, not a fucking actor thing. The actors can only work with so much as they're given. But now let's get to the main actor, the actress, the final girl, Tina. There are two Tinas. There was a young Tina who is in the opening when Mr. Shepard, the dad, I didn't write down who he was played by, because he has two scenes that, the first one just kind of shows the backstory. How she found out she had her powers when she accidentally kills her father. And she uses her telekinetic powers from the boat because the dad was a dick and was smacking the mom. Don't do that. You don't smack moms. You be nice to Mr. Shepard. It's bad enough she has to deal with Dr. Cruz later, and now she has to get abused. This poor lady is just either getting murdered or abused. It's not cool. But she accidentally drowns her father in the lake, and that's how Jason gets brought back later, because they go back to that same house. And then she accidentally brings back Jason when she's trying to bring back her father. Because apparently in that time, they tore down all those cabins that are Jason moved in the river, which would make sense. So, in the time between Friday 6 and Friday 7, fuck you, that joke's stupid. Either they tore down that entire camp and built up a new one, or Jason's movie magically teleported locations, because that is clearly not the same location as before. But I like Tina. Her acting is really good. The effects for her telekinetic powers are actually really, really cool. It's a lot of stop motion, and it looks really cool. I just like the way they shoot it. My ears itchy. But now let's get to the main man. The man you all know who we're here to talk about. The one, the only, Kane motherfucking Hodder as Jason Voorhees. The best Jason. I don't care what you say, he is number one on my list. This is where this cool mask came from, was in this movie, part 7. I might show it on the back. Yeah, look at that Jason design. That is easily Jason's best design yet, and you cannot tell me otherwise. I like how you see pretty much every mark every time he's got attacked, there's a mark from it. Kept his hand. He still don't have the slash in his hand. Come on, John Carl Beekler, who does the special effects and is a director. But, oh yeah, hands down the best Jason design. Kane Hodder, you're a trooper for sitting in that horrible makeup. First, like I said, the mask is just dope. Look at that beautiful mask. He pretty much has every scar. Not only does he have the slash, but he even has the one from the side of his head. His fucking spine is exposed, which is dope. And in the Friday the 13th game, he was my favorite Jason. When I played as that game, and I was Jason, that's always the one I used was Part 7 Jason, because he just has the best look. This is Kane Hodder's first of 4 movies before he got replaced in Freddy vs. Jason. Boo! What the fuck, Ronnie, you? Why would you replace Kane Hodder? We'll talk about that one next week. We have so many. I'm taking my time with this one because this is the only good one I have to talk to you about today, folks. Because after this, we have Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell, 2 of my least favorite Fridays in the entire series. But they piss me off so much because they're so bad. So let's get to talking about. I'm gonna say this one's like groundbreaking, good, one of the best in the series, but it is a better one, I think. It had like a 5 out of 10, so it has like a 50-50 reaction from most people, which seems fair. I like the fights between Tina and Jason. They're always cool. Jason gets his ass whooped. Not only does he get electrocuted, he gets hit with a couch. When he kills one of the guys, his name is Michael. Burn! Not that Michael, but he kills a guy named Michael, and he like cuts his head off, but sadly you don't see it. But you do get a good gag with the head later on when Tina's using her powers and she picks up a plant that has his head in it, and she literally uses his head to headbutt Jason, which I think is funny. Jason literally gets a fucking roof dropped on top of his head. And funny story about that, Kane Hodder said if he wouldn't have been wearing the hockey mask, that probably would have killed him because of the way it fell on him. It like landed and his neck like dented, and he says the hockey mask saved his life. So Jason's hockey mask saved Kane Hodder's life. It's hard to not talk about Kane Hodder because he's literally in the next 4, so you'll hear a lot of Kane Hodder praise in these next ones. This is when Kane Hodder gave him that awesome. He's more mobile, but when he gets hit, he literally just like freezes up and just collapses with no movement. I love that. It fits Jason so well. Like I said, he gets pummeled so much. He even gets hit with a lamp. He falls through a staircase. He gets strangled and falls through a floorboard. This motherfucker even gets set on fire. Still doesn't kill him. Kane Hodder's Jason is just a scary motherfucking being whose only goal in life is to murder you, and he'll do whatever it takes to fucking succeed. And Kane Hodder plays it to perfection, and that's why he's my favorite Jason. And I'm not just saying that because I had the chance to meet him back in 2017, I think is when I met him. I was nervous as fuck. I barely said anything to him. I kind of got a little. It was less starstruck and more, oh my god, you're Jason Voorhees. I was more intimidated, if I'm being honest. How are you not supposed to be intimidated by a guy who, number one, towers above me every way possible? I legit have to look up to talk to him. And to top that off, this guy literally murders people on screen for a living. How am I not supposed to get intimidated by a guy who gets to kill people for a living? But nevertheless, he was still very nice. That little I did talk to him, he was like trying to make conversation. He could clearly tell I was nervous, but you know, he will be here again this September for GalaxyCon in Des Moines. Maybe I'll have my redemption, go meet him again. Maybe he'll remember me. I doubt it. I was the most forgettable person there. Also, it doesn't help the guy took a picture before. Literally, he grabbed him by the scruff of his shirt with one hand and just lifted him with no notice. He's like, "Can you lift me up with one hand by my shirt?" Before he pretty much, and then he goes, "Whoop!" without even saying anything. He just does it. So when you see someone get manhandled before you meet someone like Jason Voorhees, you're allowed to be a little bit nervous. I love Jason, but the way he is defeated in this movie pisses me off. I just want to bring this up now and get out of the way. There's a few more things I want to talk about. But the way Jason is defeated in this movie really grinds my gears. You want to know what grinds my gears? The way Jason Voorhees gets killed in this movie. Tina finally brings her dad back to life. That's not the dumb way. Honestly, if they would have used the original effect that they wanted to, it would have been perfect. Because in the original ending, but one of the producers who knows nothing about Friday the 13th, there's pictures and stills of it. The dad is like all like grotesque and stuff. He has like, he kind of looks like Jason. He's all like gross looking and stuff. But they cut it out, and he's just a normal, plain looking fucking pirate ass dude. Comes out of the water, puts a chain on Jason, and pulls him under, and that's it. It's like, really? This guy survived the fucking house explosion. A house literally explodes, which sadly is the reason you never got any like extended cut of this movie showing all like the extra gore and stuff. It was all destroyed by that fucking epic, amazing house explosion at the end, which is so big and intense you can actually see the camera shake for like a quick few seconds. The camera literally shakes from the force of that house explosion because it was a little bigger than I thought, and sadly that house explosion destroyed all the extra footage. So sadly we will never get a Friday the 13th Part 7, the New Blood extended director's cut. And all the footage they do have is super grainy, and there's like, what's the point of putting all this super grainy footage into a movie? But yeah, if this guy can survive a house explosion and then he gets defeated by some fucking stupid little scrawny ass guy, oh, the dumbest part of the movie, easily hands down. Though it does have two of the best Jason kills in the entire franchise. We'll talk about Kane Hodder's personal favorite. Kane Hodder's all-time favorite Jason kill is the Weed Whacker kill when he has the Weed Whacker or whatever it is. I don't think it's a Weed Whacker. I'm going to call it Weed Whacker. The only time Jason ever uses a motorized weapon in the entire series. So. Nice job on this for doing that. This one also brings back the nudity. I don't know why I had to point that out. There's like only one nude scene, so it's like a big sell. But yes, bad news, Dr. Cruz gets killed with the Weed Whacker. And that's the thing. In the original, you actually get to see like his guts and stuff fly. But here, it just cuts away. And you see like Jason react. You kind of see some blood and Dr. Cruz dies. Which is very not satisfying for his character. MPAA, you like destroyed the kills in this movie. It's still one of my favorite kills. It's still a good kill, but when you think of what you could have got with the extra footage of like seeing his guts like fly and blood splatter, it just makes you know how much the MPAA fucking hated this franchise. This is the start. That's why Part 8, oh fuck that movie. You'll get my. That's why that one has like no gore like at all. Like all the kills suck in that movie, and it's very disappointing. And that all really started here when the MPAA just said, fuck you, we're going to destroy your movie by cutting all your kills. But now, my favorite kill in the entire franchise, hell, I showed a clip of it all the way back in the first episode. Oh, Austin, you're not going to show it again, you sorry. Watch me, bitch. right, the one, the only, the infamous sleeping bag kill, which did get improved. The only kill improved by the MPAA, because in the original, Jason smacks her against the tree like 3 or 4 times, which that's cool and all, but when it switches to 1, that just shows you the raw force and power that Jason has with just one huge fucking swipe across that tree and she's dead. That's honestly crazy, and it's very well done. So good job, MPAA. You improved one fucking thing in this movie, and that was a kill that was already cool, but you managed to make it kill her, because when he hits her with one shot, it just shows how freakishly strong Jason is. One more time, last time I talked about him in this part, not in the episode. Like I said, he's in the next 4 movies. You're gonna get a lot of Kane Hodder talk. Sorry, not sorry. But the fire stunt he does in this movie, I think at the time, was the world record. It was like a minute, maybe 45 seconds, I think it was. It's been broken since then, but back then it was the record for the longest fire stunt, and that's coming from a guy who has suffered severe fire burns. I won't go too much into the story. If you know the story, you do. If not, I suggest checking out the Kane Hodder has a documentary on his life. It's a really good documentary. I'd suggest checking that out. It used to be on Tubi. I'm not sure if it is anymore. But you should really check that out. It's a really good documentary about the life of Kane Hodder, and it goes about all the shit he went through when he got his burn. When he was burned very, very bad. I don't feel like going into it, mostly because I don't have like the knowledge to talk about it really. That's more like his story to tell, so not mine. But yeah, the fire scene he does in this movie is magnificent though, and it sucks that when he did do that test that one time for that lady, that happened to him. That's just very sucky, dude. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. I'm really sorry. But after all of that, to come back and still do fire stunts in this movie, and I think he does 1 or 2 in the next couple movies, it's just amazing that after you went through all that, from getting severe burns from a fire, you came back and still did fire stunts. Yes, Kane Hodder, that's why you're the man. You would literally do anything for this character. And I'm very sad they replaced you in Freddy vs. Jason. But now let's talk about... Let's go back to Tina again. Lar Park Lincoln. I think I forgot to say her name, which I'm sorry about. But the last part of this review will be rest in peace. She passed away last year or the year before. I think it was last year she passed away. It was actually not too long ago. I think it was at the beginning of this month. It was at the end of May or the beginning of June last year when she passed away. So rest in peace to you. Like I said, you're one of my favorite final girls of the series. You're really good against Jason. It's good to see someone that Jason actually go up against. I mean, Tommy and them are cool, but this lady can actually go head to head and do damage on Jason, and I love it. So rest in peace, Lar Park Lincoln, Tina Shepard, and that is going to do it for Friday the 13th 6, and I'll see you on the flip-flop for Friday Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Yay, can you hear how excited I am about that one? Fuck!
Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Alright, so what can you say about Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan that no one has ever said before? Oh, I got one thing for you. It's a good movie. Not. This is easily my least favorite movie in the series, and if I could literally just have a review that was 5 seconds long that says fuck this fucking movie, I don't like it, I'd do that and call it a day, but I won't do that to you guys. I will actually go through my list of pros and cons and tell you about the movie, because saying fuck you, you dumb piece of shit, just doesn't cover it for me. So let's get into this piece of shit. Here is the box cover. One of the only cool things about this false advertising box art, by the way. Jason Takes Manhattan, my ass. More like Jason's on a boat and doesn't get to Manhattan until 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 21 seconds into the fucking movie, more like it. The most biggest false advertisement you ever get in your fucking life. You're gonna hear me not be nice about this movie at all, because like I already said, I fucking hate it. Like, even up in the corner, just ugh. That's literally how I fucking feel about this movie. There's like maybe one redeeming quality of this movie, and that's it. Other than that, I fucking hate this movie. Written by Rob Hedden and Victor Miller. Come on, Victor Miller. You've been on almost every other movie, and you agreed to write this shit. What the fuck? Also directed by Rob Hedden. I don't know if I said it's either Rob Hoden or Rob Hedden, but dude, fuck you. Not personally you. Because I know there's like original drafts where they're like, he's on Brooklyn Bridge or on the Twin Towers. They're actually on the Statue of Liberty, but instead of making sure he had the right budget and stuff, he just wrote it in willy nilly, think he'd be able to do it, and then they didn't have the budget to do half the stuff he wrote in. So how about this guy? Maybe before you make a movie and promise something, make sure you actually have the budget and stuff to do it instead of making all this shit. Okay, so it's just this is gonna be one of the shorter ones because I just want to get through it because then I have to talk about Jason Goes to Hell. At least that one, we'll get to that after this, but at least that was entertainingly bad. This one's just bad for the sake of being fucking bad. So let's get to it. One of the only redeeming things is, of course, once again, you got Kane Hodder playing Jason. This is his second time playing Jason. Sadly, though, it's probably the dumbest Jason design ever. It's just bare bones basic. He's always wet and droopy. He doesn't look appealing. And when he takes his mask off, he looks fucking stupid. The dumbest Jason design, hands down. And that's even including, at least Baghead Jason was decent looking. And at least Jason Goes to Hell, even though you get to see him much, he's fucking badass looking. Easily one of the coolest looking Jasons. Here, he just sucks. He looks sucky. All the kills suck. There are all these stupid long takes of Jason grabbing stuff slowly, picking up and just stabbing people, and half the kills are off screen because the MPAA destroyed this movie. Ugh. And then you got Jensen Daggett as Renee, whatever the fuck you want to call her. Stupid final girl. Pointless. Doesn't really do shit. This one is like, see, I don't even know what to talk about because she's just shit. I'm just gonna say, but I just don't like her. She's boring. She's bland. Just the 50 millionth Friday the 13th final girl you've seen, and they've changed nothing about her. Nothing interesting. You got Scott Reeves, who plays her boyfriend. Once again, nothing interesting comes out of him. Just a bare bones generic character boyfriend guy. Fuck him. You got Renee's cousin slash caretaker, no, uncle slash caretaker Charles. He's a dick. Fuck that guy. Oh, it's all about I'm in charge. Bitch, the school year is over. I don't care if this is a school trip, but the school year's over. You're not in charge of shit. Fuck off. Why are you surprised that these teenagers are doing teenager things? Stop being a fucking tool, bro. Oh, and then you got Toby the dog. I won't say anything about the nice little boy. Who's a good boy act, little good dog actor. Who, I will say this, pretty sure the last time you see him is on the boat, and then you don't see him again to the very end, so it's like, how the fuck did he get to New York? New York, my ass. More like Jason on a fucking boat. Oh, Jason Takes the Lazarus, you might as well call it, where you get the boring, generic fucking characters that just get killed off one by one of the most unappealing fucking ways, or a million ways you've already seen before. But I like Toby the dog. I'll never diss on Toby the dog. He's a good little boy. And you have this poor kid, Tim Merkovic, as young Jason. One of the stupidest parts of the movie. That's why I keep saying everything in this movie is stupid, because I mean it. It's just fucking stupid. But I'm not trying to diss on this kid actor, because it's not his fault they put him in this stupid fucking makeup that makes him look nothing like Jason. He, starts out as a normal-looking kid, which is fucking stupid. Jason was never a looking normal kid. He was deformed. But as it goes on, he gets more and more deformed and looks more and more stupid. Fuck that. You got Alex Dukin, who plays the deckhand, or aka Aquatic Ralph. He's literally only there to be like, you're gonna die, you're all doomed, stupid shit like that. Everything crazy Ralph has said, except he's on a fucking boat. Nothing original about his character. His death sucks. Actually, just moving on. Released on July 18th, 1989, made on a $5 million budget and made $14 million worldwide. So this made more. No, it made less than New Blood. Thank God. If this would have made more than New Blood, I would have been very pissed. I think it made more than fucking. No, not scary movie. This movie made more than Part 6 at the box office, which is so fucking stupid. Because if you compare the movies, Part 6 is the 10 times better fucking movie, but this movie made more money than that. Fuck that. Who went and saw this piece of shit in theaters? I would have been so disappointed. I would have walked out and asked for my money back. It's not my least favorite. It's like everyone's least favorite. A lot of people hate this movie, and for good reason. On my ranking, it's at the bottom of the fucking totem pole. Let's go through my pros and cons, aka nothing but fucking cons. This was the last one made by Paramount, which fucking thank God, because if this was the movie they produced, who knows what the next ones would have been after fucking this one, if they would have kept doing them. Probably stupid shit no one wanted to watch. Oh, the guy in the opening kind of looks like Billy from Stranger Things. There, that's a positive. You look like a character from a TV show I like. There you fucking go. Like I said, my least favorite, Jason design. Most of the movie takes place on a fucking boat. Calling this movie Jason Takes Manhattan is the biggest fucking disappointment ever. This is false advertisement beginning to end. Like I said, it is over an hour before they even get to Manhattan. And you want me to say Jason walked under the water all the way to Manhattan from where the boat crashed? Fuck you, movie designers. Get with it. There's just stupid jokes that they think are funny. There's only 2 jokes that I really like. The one when he looks at the billboard and tilts his head, that's kind of cool. And then when he lifts his mask up at the New Yorker.
You a dead meat slime bag! Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
But let's face it, Jason wouldn't have lifted his masks up. He would have murdered those fucking guys in the middle of Times Square in front of everyone and not gave 2 shits. Hashtag not my Jason Voorhees. At least you get Kane Hodder back. He is doing the best he can as Jason, even though Jason doesn't get to do much besides walk slowly and do stupid shit. At least Kane Hodder is still there. That is one of the dumbest plot lines I've ever heard in a movie ever. Get this shit. New York City. Their sewer system washes toxic waste through their sewage every night at midnight.
Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Go fuck yourself. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. In a stupid way just to kill Jason, which, by the way, fucking stupid. He fucking dissolves and disintegrates into a kid again. What kind of fucking shit is that? And then by Jason Goes to Hell, he's just a full-grown man again. Sure, go fuck yourself, movie. I'll talk about literally the one big redeeming part of this movie before I end it, because I don't want to talk about this movie anymore because it sucks. You're only getting like a 10-minute discussion on this movie. Well, guess what? That's all it deserves, because it fucking sucks. You'll be lucky if I even show the clips I want to show. I might show a couple just to make it feel longer, but it just sucks. But here's the one redeeming quality of this entire movie. There's a character named Julius. He's a boxer. Him and Jason get onto this fight on top of the roof, and it's like a 1 minute long take of this guy just fucking going to ham on Jason, punching him left and right, fucking uppercutting him. He's all worn out. His knuckles are bloody. This guy was really going to town on Jason. I give this guy actor credit. He does a good job. He has one of the best kills in the series. He's like, hit me with the show me what you got, motherfucker, something like that. See, he's so forgettable. I don't even remember what line he says before Jason literally knocks his block off, shorty style. Bam! Punches the head off, twirls, falls into a garbage can.
shot. Motherfucker.
Best part of the entire movie. Other than that, this movie is dog trash. Also, the only other good scene is when Kane Hodder dressed up as the Jason went on the Arsenio Hall show. I'll give him that. That's great, because having Arsenio Hall interview Jason, that's pretty funny. And seeing this, you can see Kane Hodder's. He said he's the. Oh, excuse me, try not to laugh, but you see his like shoulders move up and down sometimes. He's clearly laughing on the mask. But yeah, what else can I say about this movie besides it's a piece of shit, a piece of shit, a piece of shit? Let's go on to greener pastures, because next we're talking about Jason Goes to Hell. It just keeps getting worse. I swear there's no more good. It just keeps getting worse, guys. Save me from this hell. Oh my god, people. The shit train just fucking continues. We got Jason Goes to Hell. Not as bad as part 8, Jason Takes My Hand, but still fucking pretty bad. Also, the second time they've coined it the Final Friday. We had part 4, the final chapter, and you had Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday. 2 false endings to a franchise that I mostly like, but now we're in the time where it just starts going downhill. But unlike Jason Takes My Hand, Jason Goes to Hell is at least entertainingly bad, and it's just batshit insane. For my review, I watched the unrated cut, because of course I did. The unrated cut has so much extra gore and stuff in it that is just great, because I'll say one thing about this movie: the kills are fucking phenomenal. Released on August 13th, 1993. So who would have bet after part 8, one of the worst in the franchise, they took a few-year break to try to get it right, because 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So there was a 4-year gap between these movies, and in 4 years, they think they would come up with a better fucking story than this. This is why you don't let a 21-year-old direct a fucking Friday the 13th movie, especially a first-time director direct a fucking Jason movie, because then you get weird shit, like slug possession. I don't know. Jason is an entity now. He's not... Oh, Jason's just a fucking deadite in this one. There's a Necronomicon and everything, and Adam Marcus, the director, says, yes, he is a deadite. Which, okay, if he's a deadite, where the fuck is Ash with his awesome chainsaw hand and his boomstick doing awesome one-liners like, groovy, or swallow this, huh? Where's Ash Williams kicking some ass? No, we got some randos. If Jason's a deadite, give us the goods. Let the fucking king of deadite kill and fight this man. So made on a budget of $3 million. So this had a drop in budget. That's how bad Manhattan was. That they took away money from the budget for the next one, and it grossed $15.9 million. So thank God, it made more than Jason Takes Manhattan. But just because it made more money doesn't mean it's a good movie. It's just an entertainingly bad movie. So I'll take an entertainingly bad movie like this any day over the shitty slop that we got in part 8, which just an hour and 45 minutes of boredom. At least I can say I was not bored by this movie, and I was entertained all the way through. So, once again, we have Kane Hodder returning as Jason Voorhees in his coolest design, which is cool but sad. It's cool because it's the best Jason's ever looked. I love how the mask is literally built in around his skin because he's been wearing it for so long. But the downfall is you're never gonna see it that much because they blow up Jason in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Oh yeah, how are we gonna have a fucking horror movie called Jason Goes to Hell and then barely have fucking Jason in your movie? That pisses me off. Come on, director Adam Marcus, get with it. And writers Jay Hugh and Dean Lorey along with Adam Marcus, get with it. You had Greg Nicotero who did the special effects. Great. I forgot to even mention the special effects in the last one. They were done by Jamie Brown. It was hard to mention the special effects in part in Manhattan because you barely get a scene of the fucking special effects. Everything's off screen. That is quite the contrary for this one. Pretty much every kill is on screen, and they're bloody and gruesome. And K&B and Greg Nicotero, who has done The Walking Dead and a bunch of other awesome stuff. He does the Creep Show TV show, which I don't plan on doing, but I do plan on doing the movie when I do my Stephen King month here soon. But I have to give it where credit's due. Greg Nicotero and K&B Effects do some amazing fucking kills in this movie. Sadly, it's just not Jason. I like the pull one when they're having sex and he just rips that bitch in half. Cool. That's about it. That's probably like, I mean, there's a bunch of this. He like breaks the guy's arm. Slams the girl's head in between the car door. That's cool. But then you get to the non-cool parts when there is no Jason. And it's just a possession storyline plot, which pisses me off. You don't need no fucking... Ugh. No, let's just get into it. We have two main characters. John D. LeMay play Steven, who is also in the Friday the 13th TV series, which now I won't be doing, mostly because I've never seen it. Maybe I'll watch it some time down the road and do like a top 10 episode on a Friday the 13th. But don't get your hopes on that because I really have no interest in watching that show. It's an anthology series called Friday the 13th. Kind of like how Freddy Krueger did Freddy's Nightmares. But at least Freddy was in that show. Jason isn't in the Friday the 13th TV series at all. It's like about cursed objects and shit. And then you have the final girl, Jessica, played by Carrie Keegan. She's cool. I'll give her that. She's protecting her baby, which I didn't write down the name of the baby, which I probably should have. Because it's Steven and Jessica's baby they're protecting in the movie. Because Jason Voorhees can only be reborn through the life of another Voorhees. Fucking stupid, but that's what Creighton Duke says. Played by Stephen Williams of Supernatural fame as Rufus. I swallowed the ring, Bobby.
Don't swallow it.
Right! I'm swallowing it, Bobby!
Yeah, that guy. Supernatural, that's a good show. I'll never get to that either, mostly because there's 15 seasons, and almost every season is over 20 episodes, and that'd just be impossible to do on here. Now I know why Dead Meat James never did it on the kill count, because it'd just be impossible, and so many people die and come back. How many times I'd have to count Sam and Dean Winchester on that? How many times Sam and Dean Winchester die? It's ridiculous, but they always come back from fucking William style from Five Nights at Freddy's. Why did I say William? Yeah, William Afton is his name. Yeah, Robert Campbell, who is no relation to Bruce Campbell. He plays the news anchor, who I'm pretty sure is where Ice Nine Kills got their inspiration for Ryan Merkins. He's on American Case File, which is alright. He does most of the killing, honestly. When he gets possessed, I hate that storyline. That possession storyline is so stupid. It pisses me off so much because it makes no sense. Yeah, Jason was just a slug inside of a thing, inside of a host this whole time. It's like, fuck you. That's not how Deadites work. It's kind of how Deadites work, but I've never seen a Deadite be possessed from a slug. I'm sorry. I've seen every Evil Dead multiple times. I even have it right here, and I've seen every movie. I love that franchise, and that's why I'm not doing it right away. I'll get to that eventually. So you're telling me I've never seen a slug in those movies, so I call bullshit on your Deadite logic, dude. Because the story is his mom found the Necronomicon and used it to bring Jason back to life. It's like, fuck you, I hate that. But it's canon. He's like, it's canon, I wrote it, it's part of the official timeline, which sadly it is, which means I have to mention it. Jason's a Deadite. I'm just going to keep talking about it, because that's like the most interesting plot in the movie is Jason's a Deadite. Leslie Jordan and Rusty Schwimmer play Shelby and Joey. They own the foods, the restaurant that are making fucking hockey mask hamburgers to celebrate Jason's death.
Now watch. This makes a whole new patty, hence the 2-for-1 burger sale.
God, I'm not a best woman. Hold me back!
Because everyone knows who Jason is in this, and they always just avoided Camp Crystal Lake, but now that he's dead, now that he's dead with huge quotation marks, everyone starts going back, and then they start getting killed one by one. But this is later on when he's possessing the fucking, I don't know if he's the cop at this point, or the news anchor, it doesn't matter, because it's stupid, but he kills Shelby and Joey. Shelby kind of gets the prototype nitrogen kill. He gets his face freaking dunked in a fryer, and Shelby literally just gets like backhanded and her fucking mouth gets like shoved in. It looks kind of weird. It looks like she swallowed a golf ball or something. And you got Corner Jason, played by Richard Grant, who was on Friends with Ross's thingy on his butt. And then he's also in Seinfeld when they go to the cafe with all the waitresses with big boobs, and Elaine is fighting for discrimination. And she's like, and the owner's like, well, yes, they're all my daughters. And she's like, oh, they're your daughters. She thinks the guy hired them because they have big boobs, and that is not why. It's because they're her family. It's his kids. Seinfeld. I'm not here to talk about Seinfeld. I'd literally rather talk about Seinfeld and Friends than I would this movie. That just shows how bad this fucking film is. This is the first Jason movie made by New Line Cinema. This is when they took over. That's why at the end you get the tease with fucking Freddy's claw coming out, the tease Freddy versus Jason, which you still wouldn't get till 2003 or 4. So it's like, thanks for teasing a movie we still won't get for a fucking million years, assholes. Let's have to wait like 10 years before I even get that movie, so why tease it? Though that shot does make it that Kane Hodder plays that shot, so Kane Hodder has officially played Freddy and Jason, so that's kind of cool. But don't set up something like that and then don't deliver the goods for like 12 years on that. That's bullshit. I wasn't around them. Could you imagine if I was around in the 90s? I'd be so hyped and be like, the next movie is just Jason in space. Oh yeah, we still have to get to that. It's just a downhill spiral. I can't. Thank God the last was the last episode. I might have bit off a little more than I could chew, deciding to do 3 of these in one go. I should have just done them one at a time, but then this would have taken me 12 weeks to do it. That's just way too long. Like I said, has some of the goriest kills, especially if you watch the unrated version. I definitely suggest watching the unrated version. If it is just for the kills alone, that's worth watching the unrated version. Steven is fucking hilarious. He has some very funny moments in this. Like when he picks up the campers, he's like, you know, out here in the woods, smoking some dope, having some premarital sex. And he's left his cop friend, I can't think of his name because I didn't write his name down. He's like, fuck, he's like, I have a gun. And Steven's like, fuck that, I have a gun. And they're both just like, huh. So there's a couple of actually legit funny moments from Steven. Also, he's a nerd, so go, the nerd saves the day. Well, Jessica saves the day, but that nerd is one badass motherfucker. I love it. Sadly, Jason isn't in the movie much, which is the biggest downfall. How could he have a movie called Jason Goes to Hell, and half the time it's a possession story plot? That's like making a Halloween movie called Halloween End, and then some guy named whatever fucking shit is the main character and not Michael Myers. That's very specific, and you'll get to that one day, but I decided I'd mention that because that's even stupid. When you say it's going to be someone, make it that person. It's called Jason Goes to Hell. We want Jason, not some possessed people in his meat suits. And then the one time there is a kill that I'd love to see on screen, it does it. When Corner Jason is first possessing the corner, you actually have Kane Hodder, who plays the security guard, who calls Jason nothing but a little pussy, which is hilarious. And then he gets killed off screen. It's like, you have Kane Hodder, you have Jason, and then Jason doesn't even kill Jason in a gruesome way. Pathetic. Come on, movie, get with it. It's not that hard. Coined as the final Friday, which is a bunch of shit, kind of like how Friday the 13th, the final chapter, was coined as the final one. Both is a bunch of shits. It was never going to be the last one. Why are you calling it the final Friday and then setting up Freddy versus Jason at the end? It's like you had no plans. You just call it the final Friday. It's a fucking cash grab to get more people to come see it. Final Friday, my ass. Ugh. I hate the possession storyline. Fucking stupid. Pisses me off. I mentioned it again. I'll mention it one more time. Because I pretty much gone through everything I want to talk to, so I'm just going to stop it. Because this episode is just, oh my god. I gotta talk about one Good Friday in this episode, which was A New Blood. And thankfully in the next episode, we'll get back to decent ones. Jason X, still bad, but at least, like this one, it's entertainingly bad. So at least we have that to look forward to. And Freddy vs. Jason, just a guilty pleasure of mine. I always love talking about that one. And then the remake, which I have a soft spot for, and I'll always defend those. But that's not till next time. But that was this episode of The Horror Critic. Probably a little shorter one, but that's what you get. When you talk about shitty movies, you get shorter run times, because I'm not going to sit here and rant about a movie I hate for 15, 20 fucking minutes on end. That's just not going to happen. But what is your favorite movie out of these three? I'm probably guessing it was A New Blood, because that movie is just so good. That's when all the good stuff happens. You finally get Kane Hodder as Jason. He has a fucking proper someone to fight a telekinetic teenager. Dun, dun, dun. It's just good. But yeah, and also thank you for waiting an extra week for this episode. I know I said I was going to do them every Friday, but I was just doing so many of these. I wore myself out so fast. So we're going to start doing probably one every Friday. And then on Tuesdays, you already know this, except the one that came out not on Tuesday. I'm going to start doing on every Tuesday will be a Horror Critic Gaming, which right now I'm going through Outlast, which you can watch in the description below. And I'll also add all the other episodes of Horror Critic, because this is episode 7, I think, at this point. So we're chugging along. We're almost done with our first series. Thank God, because after that I'm going to do some one-offs. And I can't wait to do Stephen King month. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out and stay scary.
I'm going to say 2 words to you, Mr. Duke, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Shoot.
Jason Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.